Hi everyone, and welcome to the show Inside Bristol. I'm your host Sheridan Nichols, and we are kicking off today talking to Helen Scott. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
She has a couple of big fundraisers coming up and is looking for some auction items for the Healing Hands Health Center.
Right.
Now, before we get into all of that, tell us a little bit about Healing Hands and when it started and a little bit about this organization.
Okay, Healing Hands is a charitable ministry. We were founded in 1997. We provide free health care to people who work and don't have health insurance. So there was an article in the Parade magazine, how to start a free clinic in your community. So about 100 people got together and founded Healing Hands. So different volunteer nurses and doctors and dentists and lay volunteers got together and founded Healing Hands, and we've helped a lot of people since then. We've provided 53,000 patient visits.
Wow.
And we've given over $15 million worth of free medication.
Oh my goodness. So now if you're working or you don't have health insurance, you're located in Bristol, Tennessee. Where do we find you?
Yes. We are located at 210 Memorial Drive, and that is, it's across the street from where Bristol Memorial Hospital used to be before it was torn down.
Okay.
And the building was donated to us by Dr. Fred Greer, Dr. Ben Cowan Sr., and Dr. Fred Vance. And they had the practice of Bristol Medical Associates, and so they decided to move into the new hospital, and they donated their building to us. And then the hospital donated the parking lot, and so we have no debt right now, which is really
amazing.
Great. And
it must feel good to be providing such a huge service to
yes,
our community.
Yes,
I can
it
imagine
is.
it
And
would be a rewarding position that you
yes.
have.
So our patients work and just don't have health insurance. Either they work for a place that doesn't provide health insurance, or they can't afford the health insurance that's offered to them. So.
Gotcha.
You know, if you're low income and you don't have health insurance and you have a family to support, it's very difficult to pay for even eyeglasses or medication or go see the doctor or the dentist. So our patients are very, very grateful. And we have 200 volunteers that help us. We have a staff of 14, and so we really appreciate our volunteers.
So how does this work? I mean, do they go online or call the clinic? Do we call it a clinic?
Yes, we call it a clinic. It's a health clinic.
So then they just call up and they say, I'm sick, or maybe I'm having vision problems. So it can pretty much be the gamut.
So if somebody would like to come be a patient of Healing Hands, they need to fill out an application, and we have volunteers who sit down with each person and talk to them about our application process. They are required to prove that they qualify. So they have to bring in a pay stub, a recent pay stub, so that shows that they're working, and we ask for a utility bill or something that has their address, so that shows that they live in the greater Bristol community. And they find out the day they come in they find out whether they qualify. We do not duplicate services that they can have done somewhere else. Okay. So, but we provide medical, dental, eye care. We give eyeglasses and medication and counseling services.
That is
so,
great.
Yeah, so a lot of people especially need dental help.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's one of our greatest need is we could use some more volunteer dentists.
All right, so if you're a dentist out there, make sure you call Helen.
Yes.
So now when we are talking about a clinic like this that is providing such a huge service, obviously you can't just go out and pick money off of trees, which would be great if we could do that, but you can't. So you rely on all of us that live here to help.
Right.
So we need your help too.
So
we need donations and just different things.
Yes, so we live in a very generous community, and we are so proud of the greater Bristol community for stepping up and donating to us. We're a free clinic, so we have to raise operating funds, and like I said, we have about 14 employees. So we raise about $800,000 annually for our operating. We have an oral surgeon on staff who's part-time. We have 2 dentists who are part-time. We have a medical director, Dr. Dave Arnold, who grew up here, and he's a Virginia High Bearcat. I like to plug that. And then we have we pay a nurse on staff, and just different. We have a bookkeeper and a director of development, and so it takes a lot of people to run the clinic. And then, but we have really generous donors. We write grants. Churches support us. Civic clubs. We send out letters, and so we get a lot of checks, even for $25.
And that makes a huge difference. I know
it does. It adds up. And I had a person tell me one time, "I'm so sorry, I can only give you $100." But $100 to us is really a lot of money, and great, because it does all add up.
Absolutely.
And I want to say too that we're a United Way of Bristol agency, and we're very grateful to the United Way for their support too.
And that's coming up. I guess the blackout
yes,
area
yes. So
is coming up. So
September 1st starts.
And then I know you've got a couple of fundraisers and one opportunity where people could buy some tickets that would help fund and go to Healing Hands.
Yes.
And that's coming up in August.
Yes, we do several event fundraisers, and we have a lot of volunteers that help us with that. So August the 16th, we have our annual gala. It's at the Old Farm, and it is sold out. But the night before that, August the 15th, on Friday night, we're having a pre-party. Tickets are still available to the pre-party. It's at the home of Martha McLaughlin. Tickets are $150 each, and we're very fortunate that it is sponsored by AT&T.
Oh,
so
that's great.
Yeah, and this is the first year we have offered a pre-party. So
that'll
we're
be
looking
fun.
forward to
So
that.
you could have, this is a chance to sort of see what it would be all about, and
Right.
will there be like silent auction items, or what will happen at this?
So we are looking for silent auction items for our gala. So we invite the public to anybody who's able to donate an item to our silent auction. We'd love for them to call us. Our phone number is 423-652-0260.
Okay, did you all get that? All right, tell us one more
Okay,
time.
so area code 423-652-0260 is the phone number for Healing Hands Health Center in Bristol. And we do have a silent auction, but we also have a live auction. So we have a few trips, and so if anybody wants to donate to our auction, we would greatly appreciate it, or donate a financial gift would be great too.
Well, we're excited that you came on the show today, and good luck with all of these things coming up. And you'll have to come back and tell us how it's going. Is there anything that we missed that you want to add?
I'd like to say thank you to our hospital. Bristol Regional Medical Center has been a tremendous sponsor of Healing Hands. They've been a great partner. So I'd like to thank them. They have really done a lot for us.
They do so much for everybody. And you are clearly doing so much for everybody, so that is great. Well, thank you so much for being on. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be right back.